Welcome back to another vibrations on this here Brbptv. Be real, be positive television reaction vibrations, brothers and sisters. By the way, talking about reactions, I actually did a reaction on the latest Mr. Licks reaction channel, guys. Definitely check that out right there. Of course, that vibrations is back. We are back with the reactions on that channel, so definitely check it out. Of course, I'll be doing things a bit different on that channel, and of course, I'm very much happy and excited to finally have the Mr. Licks reaction channel, guys, back again. Of course, that link will be in the first comment in the comment box below, guys, as well as the latest or the previous reaction video of this year channel right there and there. Now, guys, we know about what is taking place. You know, they shut out Dominica. Let's get into the reaction, brothers and sisters. This is, of course, Skerrit right there. Skerrit. I think this is in Brussels. It looks like somebody's trying to shake his hand and he was not aware of it. But they're asking him some questions. Let me make sure I get the audio, the volume audio up on this thing so you guys get exactly what he's saying right there.
We expect to advance issues of climate change in particular.
What?
We expect to advance issues of climate change in particular.
Now, guys, I'm not sure if this is in relation to what we're going to be talking about here today, but there's something rather interesting that is stated. I'm going to point it out in a moment.
And what do you expect from Europe? Collaboration and cooperation. Climate change in particular.
And what do you expect from Europe?
What do you expect from Europe, brothers and sisters?
Collaboration and cooperation.
He said collaboration and cooperation, but apparently that is not what exactly happened. Something completely on the contrary happened, and this is what we're going to be talking about here in this here Brbptv reaction. This is the Prime Minister of Dominica, by the way, for those of you who don't know, and he's entering and meeting a number of individuals right there. So you think that he's about that business? About that business, he's going to do great things, and then wow. United Kingdom announces citizens of Dominica will now need a visitor's visa to enter the United Kingdom for traveling up to, or travelers when there's pretty much a stay of 6 months, right there. Effective today, 10 a.m., 3 p.m. UK time. I remember when I saw this, it was 4 p.m. UK time when I saw this, so that's a whole hour after I saw this right there. The United Kingdom Home Secretary Suella Braverman pointed to a clear, listen, the UK Home Secretary Suella Braverman pointed to a clear and evident abuse of its citizenship by investment program or scheme, including the granting of citizens to the individuals known to pose a risk. This is not a mistake, brothers and sisters. I'm not saying Dominica is the only one who did this, but Dominica is the main culprit for this very thing right there, especially when they went to the Middle East. And one of the things I mentioned, like I told you guys some time back, that in a previous reaction where I was actually talking about this. This is not a surprise that this actually happened, you know. It is a surprise to me that they took out Dominica first, and then they tried to do the other Caribbean islands later. But Dominica was the number one. You know why Dominica was the number one, brothers and sisters? Because Dominica was the one who was pretty much, well, from my understanding, pretty much pushing the idea or selling the point that individuals who wanted to buy a Dominican passport would get a visa-free waiver. And it's true. But I remember when the United Kingdom or the European people, they pretty much stated that they should not be selling this as a selling point, or they shouldn't be stating this as a selling point to be selling passports or to be selling citizenship. Now, guys, keep in mind, citizenship is not something that is new. The United States sells its citizenship for between $500 to $1 million. And of course, I think you have to set up like probably a number of businesses in the United States as well for you to be able to get these kind of things. And all other countries, St. Kitts, Grenada, a number of places pretty much, you know, utilize this. To the fact where even St. Kitts actually helped their people with the CBI program. I think they were offering about $250 to the people who were not necessarily born in St. Kitts, but were taxpayers in St. Kitts. And the residents of St. Kitts would get $500. So pretty much everybody who had a social security in St. Kitts benefited from that. Now, on the basis of individuals utilizing these things to do wickedness, Dominica is known for that. And they told the Caribbean islands, or Dominica specifically, I remember they mentioned that. I did the reaction, you know, brothers and sisters. They said that Dominica, and they banned another previous country, telling them not to use visa-free the visa-free waiver as a selling point to selling their citizenship. They should not do this. I mean, if you're selling citizenship and people want to invest in Dominica and realize, hey guys, I want to really and truly invest in Dominica, then I would like to invest in Dominica because I see an interest in Dominica. I would like to visit. Some of the people who have obtained Dominica citizenship never set foot in Dominica and don't even know. Some of them probably don't even know where Dominica is, but they have Dominica citizenship for them to go do what? To enter into the European Union and these places there, UK, United Kingdom as well. Remember, United Kingdom separated themselves from the European Union. So United Kingdom said, hey guys, we would like you guys to cease and desist selling citizenship as using visa-free waiver as a selling point. But it doesn't seem like that actually happened at all. They ignored it. That's what they did. They ignored it, and to the point where I heard that somebody was taken out. I'm not calling Skerrit name, Mike you. I'm not calling, but somebody in somebody's regime was taken out from somewhere and then put in another place, and they were actually selling it the same way, saying visa-free waiver to go to Europe and a number of places, United Kingdom. So obviously it's very clear when the United Kingdom Home Secretary Suella Braverman pointed out to a clear and evident abuse of its citizenship by investment scheme, including the granting of citizens to individuals or citizenship to individuals known to pose a risk to the United Kingdom. So obviously they have to definitely do what? They have to protect themselves. So the decisions that of which the people that we put in positions to do our bidding are doing things against our wishes. Because this has nothing to do with us, brothers and sisters. This has nothing to do with us. Especially when the CBI money is coming. Where do you think it's going? Is it going to your pockets? Is it good? They say they're building houses and all these kind of things, but the amount of people who are getting monies, imagine building hotels and all these kind of things there for people. What are they calling this again? Kepinski. Imagine building this thing. And then 2 people get 30 million US dollars and the other one got about 7 or 8 or 9 million US dollars. And then you think that is benefiting. Who is really benefiting when it comes on to this? How many of you guys benefited from Kepinski? How many? I'm not saying that it should be there. I think it should be there, definitely. But when it comes on to the benefit of the people, who is really pocketing the money? And on the basis of people entering because it's visa-free into certain countries or territories, different criminals can enter into their countries. So obviously they have to protect themselves because of the decisions. Now guys, let me continue reading this and I'll tell you something in a moment. There will be 4-week visa-free transition period for those with confirmed bookings made between or before 10 a.m. 3 p.m. England time, July 19th, that is today, where arrivals to the UK is no later than August 16th. So people who have already booked if they are going to the UK from between now and August 16th, they don't need to have the visa. But after this, if you booked on August 17th to go to the United Kingdom, you will need a visa. And not just that, there's an interesting thing that I saw as well. Let me see if I can get it for you guys. This is it right here, brothers and sisters.
As I said in my speech, this is a significant pay award.
So it's not just them taking away the visa-free or visa-free access.
It's one of the most significant we've had in decades, and it is costing billions of pounds more than the government had budgeted for.
So I'm hearing music playing on this thing, brothers and sisters. So pretty much a nutshell of this whole thing. Prime Minister announced his teachers' strike have been called off. Let me see what they're saying on top of this so you can get the gist and I'll tell you guys. PM is said to increase the charges for migrants or people who will be trying to obtain the visas. They will increase the charges for migrants coming to the UK legally when applying for visas. So it's not just them saying, okay guys, we're stopping it to protect ourselves from people who might be harmful to our country, but they're also wanting to charge more on the basis of doing what? When applying for visa, and also pay immigrant health surcharge to access NHS. So in other words, they're going to be charging the people who will be applying for visas to the United Kingdom. They're going to be charging them more. And the reason why they're doing this is because they want to increase salaries, from my understanding. They want to increase salaries. And they say the best way to do it is to then charge the individuals coming in for legally, to charge them more money. Boy, that is something else. So that's pretty much a nutshell right there. They're playing some music, so I have to thinking already. Anyways, guys, this is the situation that is happening right here. British High Commission, Bridgetown. That's Barbados. Yeah, that's Barbados. Information from UK government. Okay, this is what it's saying right there. United Kingdom introduction to visa requirements for Dominican nationals. This is not Dominican Republic, by the way, but Dominican nationals, Dominica, visiting the United Kingdom. UK. The UK government has announced today, Wednesday, July 19th, that with immediate effect, all Dominican nationals will require a visa before traveling to the United Kingdom, including to visit. Okay, the charges which come into effect immediately will apply to all Dominican nationals seeking to enter the United Kingdom. However, there will be a 4-week transition, like I mentioned before. Blah blah blah. You know, August 16th. They stated this all day. The decision to bring a visa regime on Dominica is in response to concerns relating to its citizenship. I just said this, you know, guys. This is the first time I'm saying this, by the way. It's in relation to the CBI program, brothers and sisters. The very concerns. It's the very concerns. They tell them not to do this. No, guys, on the base, let me tell you something. Initially, when I did the reaction, I think about a year and a half or something like that, 2 years ago, maybe around there, when I did the reaction, the previous reaction, they stated that they wanted to keep the visa-free waiver for those who are born in the country. I remember reading that document right there. If we can go back and search for this somewhere, guys, we can definitely find it on YouTube. Hopefully, it's on the channel that I did not delete. But anyways, yeah, so initially they wanted to keep the visa-free waiver for the citizens who were born in Dominica or the citizens who were born in the island. And then they would require those who obtain the citizenship. Let me tell you something. It's interesting if you look at this, you know, who obtain the citizenship through the CBI program. So the people who obtain citizenship through the CBI program, if they wanted to travel to the UK, they would need to apply for a visa. That's what they wanted. But with the exchange of the getting the visas, brothers and sisters, you know what? They realized something. They realized that when the people overseas were getting visas, they were considered Dominicans. You guys remember when there was this kind of interesting thing where they say when Dominicans get, when foreigners get the citizenship, they are considered Dominicans? You guys don't remember these things? So obviously all these red flags that the UK will see, they will say, but what's going on? We cannot allow this to happen. So obviously they'll put this thing because it's in the detriment to their security. We want to do things just for us to get money and think that other countries are supposed to stay quiet. And it's interesting that other countries have maybe, you know, done certain things elsewhere, but it's Dominica that set the trajectory. This is why they aimed for Dominica first. And they wanted to prevent that from Dominica. Even though Dominica got electrical, they talk about electronic visa. Brothers and sisters, even talk about electronic and passports. That self was an issue. Because from my understanding, I heard that, and I'm listening, from my understanding, I heard that individuals in foreign countries were selling Dominican passports that were not necessarily real. So be that the case, obviously, if you're getting things and it's actually working, this is why we have to transition so fast and rapid. We have to try to change into the electronic passports, the chip passports, I call it, CHIP. So when that took place, brothers and sisters, obviously they realized this is too much for them. So they targeted Dominica first. And they have right to do that. Let me tell you, UK people who will be watching this video, guys, I'm very sorry for what our leaders have done. And our leaders have diplomatic passports, which means they won't be affected. It is the people of the country that will be affected. And Dominicans going to watch that happening and still hail it as if that is something good. We had Canada free. Remember we had visa free in Canada? And Dominica apparently did not meet the criteria. I think they removed all, but then they gave some countries back the visa free. And recently, this year, they gave a number of other countries visa free and they excluded Dominica from that. They excluded. This is why a number of persons were asking me about how can people enter Canada if they have a US visa and this kind of things. And I was telling them, yes, if you're in the United States, you take a vacation and you decide you want to go to Canada, you can go to Canada for 30 days. If you have a US visa, go 30 days and come back. But you need to be in the United States. You cannot just say I fly in from Dominica and go Canada. No, that's not gonna work. You need a Canadian visa for you to access it. But if you have a US visa, you can access Canada through the US if you're in the United States. And those brothers and sisters, Move along right there. Acting British High Commissioner to Barbados, Dominica, Grenada, Antigua and Barbuda, Saint Vincent, blah blah blah. The UK and Dominica enjoy a close relationship, and our governments work together on a range of international issues. But apparently, this one they could not solve because we had it. We had visa free and waiver to the United Kingdom and to Europe. By the way, we still have visa free to Europe, European Union. Of course, United Kingdom is a part of it. Anyways, the UK is proud of the important role we have played in Dominica's ongoing recovery from the hurricane. What I have to do with nothing? Thank you for helping us, no doubt about it. But our government screwing us over. Skerrit is screwing us over with this. He can go overseas. He can go to UK, guys. He's a diplomat. He can fly there. Whereas you now have to go and pay extra money now. When you had visa-free access to the United Kingdom, you have to go and pay extra money now. Because they're trying to protect themselves. This is exactly what they stated right there. This is exactly what they stated right there, brothers and sisters. Today's announcement is a response to our long-standing concerns, yes, about Dominica's citizenship by investment. Today's announcement is a response to our long-standing concerns about Dominica's citizenship by investment program and the risk it poses to the United Kingdom. The changes will bring Dominicans in line with many other visa national countries around the world, with which the UK has strong and friendly relations. Now, it's rather interesting that they're talking about the concerns and they're talking about the friendly relations. If you have friendly relations with Dominica, why are you doing this? Because Dominica is doing something that can put your security at risk. Guys, I wish I wasn't saying this, but this is true. It's a heck of a thing, but it is true. The changes will bring Dominica in line with blah blah blah, national blah blah blah. Anyways, you get the point right there. They did not change our commitment to the relationship between our countries or to Dominica's future. Visas provided access to the United Kingdom while helping to secure the UK borders. But they have to protect themselves from what Dominica is doing. Dominica has harbored, and not just, guys, let me tell you something. It's not just Dominican passports we're talking about, We're talking about Dominican diplomatic passports. When you have Ali Reza Montfort getting these kind of things, when you have Alison Maduke, when you have a number of these people committing crimes in the country and then using Dominican diplomatic passports to get access to free them from their dirty ways, and then in turn they're giving our prime ministers all kinds of favors, brothers and sisters, which I'm happy what Kara did with the Jeep situation. The prime minister receiving Jeep and saying, oh, his gift. Talking about his gift that foreign entities are giving a sitting prime minister, which can influence that prime minister to do what that person wants that prime minister to do. This is why Joe Biden in that situation right there. They're tracing back about $100 million. But bro, what is wrong with our leaders, bro? What is wrong with our leaders? And the thing is, people don't seem to understand. It is the people that pay the price for it. Nobody else, It's you that going to pay the price for it. Not Skerrit. Skerrit can travel. You see Skerrit. You see Skerrit them. You see Skerrit them go in place. They go in place. They can still go there, If they want, they can take a vacation and decide, let me go and then they can rest on a beach in England. They can do those things. Visa application are submitted and paid for online via this thing right there, VSH, for the individuals who might not be, who just listen to me via audio, VFS Global. So if you want to apply for these kind of things right there, you go on VSF or VFS Global, after which applicants book an appointment to provide their biometrics and hand, just like similar to Barbados when you go down there to get your visa and whatnot. Pretty much the same thing. The UK government aims to process applicants within 15 UK working days. 15 UK working days is the same thing. I don't know why they're saying 15 UK working days. Is that different? Isn't it Monday to Friday working days? I don't know. So that's about 3 weeks. 5, 10, 15. Anyways, working days of receipt of the passport and biometrics. Applicants can apply up to 3 months in advance of travel. So you need to, if you say you want to travel, you have to apply 3 months in advance of travel. Temporary UK visa application center where travelers can submit their passports and provide biometrics will operate regularly in Dominica. So they're making plans for Dominica so that individuals can apply. And the first session is scheduled to run at Fort Young Hotel, Victoria Street, that's in Rosewood, brothers and sisters, if you don't know where that is. on 26th and 27th of July. Then they will also be running the 1st, 2nd, 8th, and 9th of August, depending on demand, with the aim of allowing applicants to receive their visas before the end of the transition period on August 16th, and with further sessions planned. The cost of a 6-month multiple entry visa for the United Kingdom can be found here. You can find it on just, click, or you cannot click, but if your computer can highlight, brothers and sisters, you know where to go. Go on www.gov.uk. Longer validity visas are also available, so you get the information right there. Dominican nationals who book travel to the UK before 19th July will still be able to enter in the UK. Obviously, we read this before. But if you have booked on 17th of August, you will need to obtain the visa, because it only goes up to the 16th. Any passengers arriving after will need to require a visa. Pretty much, I reiterated that. This is what our government has done to us. Now, a number of persons are saying, oh, they're trying to do this for the rest of the Caribbean. Yes, they're trying to do this for the rest of the Caribbean. But the initial stages of why this has been done is because they stated there. It's not me that's stating it. This decision to bring in a visa regime on Dominica is in response to concerns relating to its citizenship by investment program. They told them not to use visa-free waivers as a selling point. They still went ahead. They went to another country set up for them to do CBI. Went to another country, and you don't think these people have to protect themselves? Especially, by the way, guys, this is not something brand new. Like I said before, I did a reaction on this before. Stating that this was going to happen because they realized all the criminals that have obtained our passports. Who knows what kind of money went under the table? Even Al Jazeera did a response of what the Prime Minister has done. And instead, people focus on that. They were focusing on a signature signed by Lennox lawyer saying, oh, this is this. But boy, tell you, boy. Anyways, before I get vexed. So apparently, situations will happen where people will be able to be limited. And apparently, that's how people can be destituted. You see, that's how Dominica is going to be selling grapefruit or mango on the road. People are saying that for me. I don't know why. So, brothers and sisters, when will it end? What happened to the Titanic is a definite representation of what is happening to Dominica. And I understand that other Caribbean islands will be losing their own as well. But they targeted Dominica the first. And the reason why they stated themselves is because of the visa, the citizenship by investment program concerns. You making all kinds of people. Remember when Annette Stanford stood up in Parliament and said, hey, we've seen individuals in Pakistan and a number of places selling Dominican passports. Can you address and tell us if it's true or fake? They never addressed it. So what if they want to pretend like Dominicans may not know? So apparently the UK people would not know what's going on. When they allowed us to have visa-free, we had visa-free in Canada too. And everything was lost under Skerrit, everything was lost. So you don't think something is happening behind Dominica's eyes that they don't want to see? But because they get their $300 every 5 years, or $500, or a little $1,000 here and there to sustain them, that's why they're closing their eyes and pretending they don't see. Dominicans can see it's very clear. The decision to bring in a visa regime on Dominica is in response to concerns relating to its citizenship by investment program. Scheme, they don't even call it program, scheme. So they know they have to protect themselves. Dominican people selling passports for how much money? We don't even know. We don't even have account. The money imagine the money that they sell, they make from the CBI program. Not even coming into the consolidated fund in Dominica for people to know how much money is being raised, to know they can do things in Dominica, and the citizens are quiet. They are quiet about that. That which can actually help them. And when people come in and say things, they think it's always for me. Brothers and sisters, that don't affect me. It don't affect me. It's all you can affect. I am trying to bring the awareness to this so you guys can understand what I'm saying. That this is happening to you. This is not happening to Skerrit, not the diplomats. It is happening to you. Guys, what are your thoughts, man? Is this an accurate representation of Dominica? I mean, how long? How much can we take? I saw people were saying the weak thing. By the way, guys, the weak website, the weak news thing is a fake website. Obviously, it's Dominica's propaganda machines. So they'll try to twist certain things, try to make it or soften the blow. They're trying to do these things. But we must throw away that website. That's the very website I was talking about. People coming in and holding, shaking hands, and then people go in and drop suitcase in Lennox place, and then they come and scare them, come in and say, oh, look at what's happening. And people want to believe the nonsense because he said, when you know that the man likes to lie to you, how do you believe a man that lies to you constantly? He lying to you constantly. He even talk about airport. A number of persons saying Kabi Airport, that building there. People say there's Chinese civilization, that building there. A number of persons have been posting pictures and saying, but what is this? This doesn't look like an airport. We see a number of barrack looking things coming up. I don't know what's going on there. I believe that the airport is going to be built. I personally believe that. When is the question? But I know it's not going to be built in 2026 when the Prime Minister say for sure. That's another lie he tell you. He told you in 2025 airport was going to be not true. Now he tell you in 2026. Now they come with some borehole story that's going to take about 3 to 4 years to do. 3 to 4 years from now is going to take how long, brothers and sisters, before they start building international airport? All you don't use all your brain. And look at there. They're taking away your visa free from the United Kingdom. So if you have family members out there, well, you'll have to obtain visa and then pay more money. Imagine you was paying $100 back in the day for visa free to the United Kingdom. Then you finally had for visa. Then you finally had visa free, so you didn't have to pay that money. All you needed to do was a plane ticket to go over there. And now they're putting it back. Now back in the day it was $100. Now you have to end up paying $500. No, people not in Dominica not making that amount of money for them to be. Guys, I finish. What are your thoughts, man? By the way, guys, check out you see all this kind of stressful thing. This is why I'm gonna be doing more videos on the Mistakes React channel, Mistakes React channel, to free up ourselves, man. Because if we're constantly going on this trajectory, brothers and sisters, when you look at things, you just cry, and the people making that happen to them. Guys, what are your thoughts, man? Leave your thoughts in the comment box below, guys. If you understand what I'm saying, give this video a thumbs up. If you want to see more, definitely subscribe and turn on that post notification so you can get all the videos as they tend to come through. With all that said right there, guys, I'll see you guys in the next reaction video, guys. Remember, be real. Be positive.